Armville.
Welcome to the Rasslin Cafe podcast with your hosts, Killer K and Big Southern. Follow them on Twitter at the Rasslin Cafe and at Big Southern. Check out the website at www.therasslingcafe.com. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
The Rasslin Cafe.
I'm your boy Killer K.
This is your boy Big Southern.
Killer K and Big Southern.
Armville.
Killer K and Big Southern. Killer K and Big Southern. Killer K and Big Southern.
I just love listening to Big Southern.
What up, what up, what up? The Rasslin Cafe. It's been a long ass minute, but we're back. I'm the homeboy, Killer K. And I got my homeboy with me straight out of Georgia.
You already know it.
Big Southern, what
You
up,
already
dog?
know it. Big Southern in the building, just chilling, man.
Man.
Right.
But it's been a long ass minute. I think we were just glimpsing at it, man. The last time we had a podcast, September 9, I think it was?
I think so.
It was like the SummerSlam review, man. And since then, you know, we've had a couple of things happen. No Mercy, Hell in a
Yep.
Cell.
Yep.
But we will talk about that briefly. Not in all details, but here in a moment. But let's check out the news here in the wrestling business. Of course, you know, a lot has went down. I don't remember a lot of shit in this past month now. But let's see. Recently, James E. Cornette, Santino Marella were in the news. Did you hear about that?
Yep. I heard about that. And I heard Jim Cornette's version of it, and that's about it. I didn't hear anything about what Santino had to say about it, but I knew what the little crazy moment stemmed from, so...
Yeah, man, and people around here say I hold grudges, man. You talk about 12 fucking years, man. I mean,
12 years, yep.
You know, Jim Cornette basically, you know, said that, well, for all those people who don't know what the fuck we're talking about, there was a convention in Detroit. Santino Marella was substituting for someone who didn't show up. And Jim Cornette, when he showed up, I guess they both didn't know that the other was there. Right?
Right.
And Jim Cornette, I think it was like around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, went to go, he was hungry, went to go get a sandwich, and Santino just happened to be coming out there, and Santino tried to apologize. James said his part, you know, basically wasn't hearing nothing of it, but he wasn't starting any drama, though. He's just like, look, man, you got me fired, I ain't got nothing to say to you, blah, 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 blah.
He said he basically was saying that you got me fired from a job that I really didn't want to be a part of anyway, but you didn't know that I didn't want to be a part of the job, so you actually got me. You tried to get me fired out of malice, basically. And, you know, he was like, but I was pretty much okay with it because I was basically... You know, he was basically getting sick of it anyway, but, you know, Jim Cornette was making good money doing that job and everything, and I guess that's why he was sticking with it, because he loved the business and he was loving his paycheck.
Yeah, and
basically a lot of people wanted Jim Cornette gone anyway, and they were looking for a reason to get rid of him, and Santino just so happened to be the reason that they finally got rid of Jim Cornette.
Santino went on record to state too that Jim Cornette actually called him after he broke his neck and just laughed at him, man. I mean, as crazy as that motherfucker is, man, I don't see Cornette doing that shit, man.
I don't either. I can't believe that. I really can't. If he did it, I think that's sad, but I can't. I refuse to believe that.
Any other news that you can think of?
Besides, we never got a chance to talk about the loss of Bobby the Brain Heenan and the loss of what's his name? Was it Lance Russell?
Oh yeah, since it's been a long ass minute since we were on here. I don't remember the date, but I do remember that Bobby the Brain Heenan passed away on the birthday of James E. Cornette. I knew that was on a Sunday, and
and it was pretty much a shocker because nobody really saw that coming.
Well, I've read that people were. It's just like, okay, you know what's gonna happen, but when is it gonna happen? It just came out of the blue, but they knew it was gonna happen, but they just didn't know when, I guess. And that Detroit event that we were just talking about, Bobby was supposed to be there, but obviously he wasn't. And speaking of Bobby the Brain Heenan, I started reading his book, Wrestling Bad Boy Tells All, but no disrespect towards Heenan, but it's one of those things that so many podcasts out there, with their different topics, they talk about him so much, and especially during the tribute one on Something to Wrestle With, Bruce Pritchard. They did a tribute show on him, and I pretty much knew everything that was already in the book. So I started reading the book, and I kind of stopped after like a couple chapters. I'm like, that's because I posted it on Facebook, man. I'm like, I have a feeling I read this before,
Yeah.
But I didn't really read it. I just heard so much about the guy. I mean, so what memories do you have of the Brain?
Ooh, man.
Your favorite memories. One of your favorite memories.
Oh, boy. It's so many. Let me try to think of one. Well, one of my favorite memories of Bobby the Brain is when they used to do, I don't know if you remember Prime Time back in the day.
Man, bro, that was my joint back in the day growing up.
Yeah. And they had Bobby the Brain and, of course, the late, great Gorilla Monsoon. And at one point, they had Roddy Piper. All of them were hosts of Prime Time, and man, I used to love it. And I remember Bobby the Brain being the manager of a lot of my favorite wrestlers from back in the day, and he had the what was his the Heenan family. He had a bunch of people in the Heenan family. So, and he was I'm telling you, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there will ever be. I'm just gonna have to steal Bret Hart's catchphrase, cause that's exactly what Bobby the Brain was, man. That dude can never be replaced. Never.
And the thing is, man, he started, I think, 1960. He was too small to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
So he went into managing, and he said in his book that he never went to school about wrestling. He just did it. He just did it himself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna be sitting here spouting out facts or anything like that. I'm just trying to tie all the pieces together. But for me, what I loved about Bobby the Brain Heenan was just his sense of humor and how quick he was on his feet, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I mean, he just so like bam, like just he didn't have to sit there and think about a comeback or something. And the one thing that I found surprising, you may have already known this, everybody else, but it really blew me out of the water, man. When he was, because Hulk Hogan wrote a forward in his book, the Wrestling Bad Boy one, and he really kayfabed it, Bobby Heenan, because he hated Hogan throughout the entire time. He wouldn't even go kick it with Hogan or let him be seen around Hogan because, you know, he was just trying to kayfabe it. And not a lot of people, you know, people on one hand, kayfabe is dead, it's not, but he's cool, like Bobby, he just kayfabed it. You know, because throughout his entire career, whether it be WWF, WCW, he always hated on Hogan. Even when Hogan was a bad guy, he still hated Hogan. Like, when Hogan joined NWO, I told you couldn't trust that man, blah, 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 blah. So, that was interesting to find out that him and Hogan were actually pretty good friends.
Yeah, it tripped me out, too, because when I heard that they were actually good friends, I was like, really? Because, boy, I tell you, if you believed everything that you heard in wrestling, boy, you would not believe that him and Hogan were close.
And, yeah, and I think it was 1979, I want to say. I want to say it was also in Japan, but those who have the book know what the fuck I'm talking about. When it pertains to his neck, I guess he broke his neck in a wrestling match in Japan, and for 12 years, man, he had a broken neck, and you know, he moved on from WWE. There's many different stories floating out there. One was a pay cut on his raise. You know, Vince could only honor 50%.
Yeah.
And ultimately, if I understood it right, Bobby needed insurance for him and his family, so he moved to go work with, you know, at WCW, so he can mainly take care of his family. And of course, there's a lot of videos out there. Bobby did not like working for WCW, and it was very disorganized. Yada 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 yada. I mean, isn't it amazing though that WCW, bro, has been dead for like 16 years and people are still talking about WCW. I mean, I'm telling you, man, when in like 4 years, 10 years, people still be talking about it. Okay, let's get over it, man. The E took him out. Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? Sorry.
Yeah, but you know, the WCW was the biggest threat to ever hit the WWE. And they could have potentially put Vince out of business. But Vince, you know, a lot of people kept telling Eric Bischoff at the time, you know, they were like, man, you will never, ever put Vince out of business. And look what happened. I know Hogan told Bischoff, Flair told Bischoff, even Kevin Nash and all of them were telling Bischoff, you're not going to put Vince out of business.
No, the only way that Vince will go out of business is when he decides to retire. But let's get back to Bobby real quick. You know, Bobby the Brain Heenan, every time I think about him, I always picture when he got thrown out of the building by Gorilla Monsoon.
Oh, man.
On Primetime Wrestling.
I remember that.
And I think that was the way Bobby wanted to go out. He said, I want Gorilla to, you know, throw me out of the building. And I guess they met up later on in a hotel and they were hugging each other and crying for like a whole hour.
Yep. And see, that was actually the time when Bobby left WWE.
Yep. And, you know, it was cool to see him do that tribute or a shout out to Gorilla on Nitro. You know how back then it was like, hey, you working for us, you don't work for the enemy. I mean, blah, blah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he didn't give a fuck. And but yeah, Bobby the Brain Heenan will be missed.
Most definitely. Yep.
And I have not yet to have gotten around. I guess they put a whole bunch of Heenan stuff on the network. My Apple TV's been acting like a little bitch lately, so I gotta watch some of that stuff just to relive the memories. And you know, back when he started, of course, I wasn't around. You know, like Nick Bockwinkel and Ray Stevens and stuff like that.
Yep.
But if memory serves, I think he said that Nick Bonk, one of those two, was his like favorite wrestler. I don't remember which one, but so it was cool for him to work with his quote hero. And also, the one thing I do respect on, and I'm rambling about this, is the fact of how he took care of his mom and his grandma. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where his dad was. Did you hear anything about that?
I don't ever remember him. He probably did mention his dad before, but I don't remember him ever mentioning his dad.
Yeah, well, I guess there's a reason for that, so we just won't even touch on that.
Right.
But I mean, he was working like so many different jobs, like I think like 2, 3, 4 jobs at a time, just to do his thing and support his family. And dropped out of school, 7th, 8th grade. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
And but like I said, like we said, he will be missed. And I'll pour, even though it's been a couple weeks late, pour one out for the homie. And at least him and Gorilla Monsoon are reunited up there.
Yep.
And and other news, let's see. There was Lance Russell. That's his name, right? Lance Russell?
Yeah. Yep.
Just recently passed away. And as a Rasslin fan, I will not be embarrassed and ashamed to say I knew of him, but not too many things about him. You know what I'm saying? Because based on the time that I grew up, what do you got to say about Lance Russell?
And same thing that you said, because I didn't know too much about him. I just knew just a little about him as far as Memphis, and that's about it. And I just recently heard a lot of other things about him, about how good of a mind he had for the wrestling business and all of that good stuff. But other than that, I don't know anything about him.
People said, a couple of people on these podcasts, like I can't remember who, like Jerry Lawler, Jim Ross, that he was like a grandpa to everybody. Like nobody had nothing, not one bad thing to say about the guy. And so if they put stuff on him on the network, I'll be there to check it out. Cause we gotta know our roots, man. See other news. So rest in peace to Lance Russell. Before we move on, and Jim Ross came out with a book.
Yep.
Slobber Knockers. And shamefully, again, a lot of people who was listening to this is probably going to think, like, why are you doing a fucking podcast on wrestling, man? Because this Jim Ross's book is the first wrestling book I've ever read, bro.
Wow.
I got so much fucking catching up to do, man.
Yeah, man.
And now that I actually am into it, I'm like, damn, I don't even know where to fucking begin, bro. Like, I'm looking at this list, like, it's the Stone Cold Truth.
Good book.
What's that one called? It's the one from Kurt Angle. It's True or whatever.
It's True. Yep. That's a good book.
And I guess Charlotte came out with a book too.
Oh man, I want that book
that she wrote with her dad. So, is there any current wrestling books you're reading right now?
Woo, man. I encourage everyone. This book came out in 2004, but it's new to me because I've never read it before, and a lot of the stuff that's in the book I didn't know. But I can tell you right now, I can't remember the actual name of the book, but it's the book about Harley Race, and it's really, really good. I really like the book, and I'm telling you, I'm not that far into it. I can't remember what chapter I'm on. It's either maybe chapter 12 or 13 or something like that. But the book is really, really good so far. And like I said, you know, I encourage everyone to check out that book.
Yeah, I think this weekend, because with me, when I read like a book that has like a gazillion chapters, I don't even know how many chapters Jim Ross' book was, but I was wiped out, man. I was like, man, that was a lot of fucking reading. So
Okay. The name of the book is King of the Ring, the Harley Race story.
oh, there you go.
Yep.
And so with Jim Ross's book, after I was done with that, I had to take a break, man, because I'm talking because I don't read the books, man, because I rather just walk around and listen to it. So I get these audio books, and kid you not, man, I just sat there for like hours. It takes like, according to this audio version, it takes like 10 hours to listen to the book. I
Yeah.
sat there for like 30 hours just listening to Jim Ross's book, and that's probably what wore me out. But I don't know, man. There's a lot of options for me to pick from. I'm gonna probably just pick one at random. The Stone Cold Truth really is great. I'm really thinking about doing that one this weekend, unless I get my hands on. I saw the table of contents for the Ric Flair Charlotte book, because they wrote that book in tandem. So, yeah, that's it's pretty neat, man. Like I said, I'm late in the game as far as books are concerned, and I think that's probably why we haven't recorded a podcast in a while, because I'm too busy fucking reading.
I think I might, if I can, I think I might find out. I'm gonna find out how I can ask, but I'm going to ask someone: or are they planning on doing that book in audio form?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to ask. So, and if they do, when they do, let me know.
Yes, sir. I definitely will do that. And you know about the Bullet Club doing a so-called invasion angle.
Yeah, Vince was pissed about that. Okay, for those that
he was extra pissed.
He sent a fucking cease and desist letter, and
Yep.
so they were in what was it, California for Raw a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they just happened to come through in the parking lot and just, whatever. And one of the creative writers got fired because he took a selfie.
I forgot that dude's name, but he was actually a wrestler at one point for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Jacob something. That's his real name.
Yeah, and I think he's I know he's back with Ring of Honor now, but I don't know if he's back to be a wrestler or just a mouthpiece.
Yeah, speaking of ROH, man, I just forgot the name of that fucking pay-per-view. The most recent one that they just had, I guess Cody Rhodes.
Wasn't it something glory, something like that?
Yeah, something warfare, glory warfare, I think.
Something, I can't remember what. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, but he took a shot at Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns took a shot at Cody. It's just...
Yeah, but Roman Reigns just needs to shut the hell up and learn how to do his job.
Yeah, and speaking of Roman Reigns, the Shield is back together. How do you feel about that?
Yep. Well, I'm absolutely sure they did that to try to get Roman Reigns over. And in my opinion, I honestly don't think it's going to work. and I've heard countless other people say the same thing. I can't remember exactly right now who. I don't remember. I don't think it was. I don't know if it was Dave Meltzer who said it or not. So please don't quote me on that. But I did hear a couple other people say as well that them doing the Roman Reigns thing, as far as them trying to push him with the Shield, they don't believe it's going to work because, when they first started it out, Seth Rollins would say something, the people would cheer. Dean Ambrose would say something, the people would cheer. But as soon as Roman Reigns opened his mouth, they start booing him because people don't like him, and people just, I guess people just tired of being fed this just nonsense.
Booking wise, it has not been put out there to us smarks who are always on the internet, reading up on news. I mean, we know that it's going to be Brock and Roman, so...
Yeah.
But without people like Cena, we'll get into that here in a moment, and Brock, I think they just needed to keep people's attention. Because without something quote-unquote huge like that, the product would be extremely boring. At least on Raw, it's interesting, according to some people. And other people have said that it's pretty much a jab towards the Bullet Club,
Yeah.
And
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is about the internet, bro. I mean, it's like crazy for us to say, for me to say this shit since we're doing this on the internet, but that's why we just talk about what we hear. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no motherfucking sources, man. And we just give our opinion about what we hear. But Dave will say this, PW Insider will say this, and they contradict each other. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I mean, like another one which doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Okay. Raw this past week, the date today, by the way, is the 17th, right, of October. So the October 16th episode of Raw, the Big Red Machine returned to Raw, costing Roman Reigns the match because so that means he's going to be on the TLC team, and we're going to get into that here in a moment. We're just like all over the place right now, but so yeah, he cost him the match. But when was the last fucking time you saw Kane?
Man, I truly don't even remember. I know it's been over a year. I'm telling you, man, he was gone for so long, bro. I thought he just retired quietly, bro. I did too, because I know Kane is talking about running for mayor for, I think it's Knoxville, Tennessee. He's talking about running for mayor and everything, and I know he is heavy into politics right now, so, it was like, dang, that was a surprise. That was a total surprise to me. And I'm sure a lot of other people were really, really surprised to see Kane.
Him returning?
Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is, now we got to figure out why. And in my opinion, I think the why is probably going to be tied in with Undertaker somehow.
And that's what I was about to say a moment ago, that somebody was suggesting that it's going to set up a Survivor Series match, Kane on one team, The Shield and The Undertaker on another team. I'm like, that doesn't make any motherfucking sense. Why would Undertaker team up with the guy that retired him?
Right. That don't make no sense. I don't know who said that, but whoever said that.
I know, that don't make any damn sense. I'm like, what?
No sense. No sense at all.
And speaking of not making sense, man, I can say after last night's main events that I am so fucking glad, dude. It was driving me nuts, bro. I know why they did it, But the fucking cruiserweight division was the main event for like what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, and this got to the point now with Enzo, bro. I don't know. Maybe that's his thing, their thing. They want you to hate the guy, but I don't even fucking watch this shit. Like they were doing like what's supposed to be the main event, they would do it at the end of the second hour.
Yeah.
And the third hour would be just throwaway because, I think it's like the NFL halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And so they got to put their best shit out during that time. So I can't remember the matches that happened on the second hour at the main event. Oh, like one of them was like The Miz versus Roman Reigns. So, but yeah, I mean, thoughts on the cruiserweight real quick. Some people are saying that they're putting life back into the cruiserweight all because of Enzo. And before I pass you the mic right quick, I guess the creative team, man, kind of fucked themselves in the corner. That's why they put the title on Kalisto. Because they're like, wait a second, we wrote in here that nobody can't touch them. If they do, they get
Right.
fired. Blah 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 blah. So now what the fuck do we do? So let's bring in Kalisto, and he won the title on Eddie Guerrero's birthday, also that same day, which was last Monday, a week before the 16th. It was reported. I don't know what you've heard, bro, but I'm hearing both sides that day, and what's his name? The King of the
Neville.
Cruiserweight. Yeah, he was supposed to lose, but he refused to walk. He refused, and then he walked out. And then another source is saying that he was never even at the show. He wasn't even booked to be at the show.
I heard both too, but I heard more people say that Neville wasn't even there, and they said Neville didn't even work any of the live shows and stuff like that because he was just getting sick of the way they were booking him.
I would tend to agree, man. I mean, his character, this character that he's had for the past 8 months, I'm really enjoying it, man. He don't belong there in the cruiserweight.
Right. And I mean, even if he was even if they were gonna use him, with the cruiserweight, they could have at least been doing something cool with him. And if they're gonna do some cruiserweight stuff, man, have a 205 live show, at least have maybe a cruiserweight champion, and actually let's just have a cruiserweight tag titles too or something. Have some titles for that. I don't get it, man. I don't. I'm lost.
Yeah, a lot of people just shit on the cruiserweight division because there's no character development. I mean, you hear it all. I mean, like last night, I think it was Mustafa, or I don't know, remember his name, but when Enzo and the Heels were beating the fuck out of Kalisto, that dude came out and there was like no reaction,
Yeah, and then see the thing about it, man, with I got to blame all of that on the WWE because all the other organizations, they use the cruiserweights the right way, and they let the cruiserweights do what the cruiserweights do. But when the cruiserweights come to the WWE, they water them down.
Yeah, it's like Vince is saying, okay, Eric Bischoff, I know the cruiserweights were your thing, but I'm just gonna like butcher the fuck out of it to make an example out of you, kind of like what he did with ECW.
Yeah, but that's just Vince. The thing about it is Vince is pretty much shooting himself in the foot multiple times, doing some of the stupid stuff that he's doing. I'm sorry. I think Vince is a genius. And I think, I think his genius done passed him by, and I think it's time for him to pass the mic, so to speak.
Yeah. Have you been missing? This was reported back in September when we were last around, but we didn't get around to talking about it. JBL has decided to leave the E to focus more on his charity work. Have you missed
Man.
JBL lately?
I really, to be honest with you, man, I love JBL, but I honestly didn't even really notice that, he was gone. Cause I think that Corey Graves is so freaking awesome on that commentary, man. He's, I honestly think that he's going to eventually get burnt out doing both shows. But Corey Graves, man, he does an awesome job. So
he does 205 Live too, I think, doesn't he?
He don't do 205 Live no more. That's
because
I think that's the dude. I think the dude Nigel.
Yeah, McGinnis or whatever.
Yeah, and who else do 205 Live? Dang, I forgot. But anyway, so yeah, they doing good with that, and with having Corey Graves as the third mouthpiece on SmackDown. Now that other guy, I forgot his name.
Byron.
Yeah, it's time for them to let him roll. I really think so, man. I hate to kill somebody's job, but it's time for him to go because he sucked.
He sounds like a little fanboy to me, man, to tell the truth. Like, this little bitch, like, orgasming over, like, all these celebrities that come around. I don't miss him being on Raw, especially during the Bailey entrances.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember his go-to lines for Bailey when she comes out, but, so let's
with the New Day, too.
Oh, yeah. Let's circle around here real quick. What did you think about, I know that was fucking ages ago, what did you think about No Mercy? I think that was, I don't even fucking remember the lineup, bro. Wasn't it Brock and...
I know it's Brock and Braun.
So let's just touch on the main points here. So, what did you think about Brock and Braun? And what did you think about what has been going on with Brock since then? Because some people have said that for him to be smashed by an ambulance or a truck or whatever, and go through all the shit he's gone through to only be put down by one F5 just killed the guy.
It did. And I think that, and then I keep hearing some people talk about, oh, he'll be all right. But the thing about it is, this is my thing. Okay. So, I already knew that Braun Strowman wasn't going to win the belt. I knew that.
Yeah, we just all wanted him to win.
Right. But I did not think the match was going to be like that. Now, I did like the idea that Brock actually worked on the arm.
Yeah, the psychology of it all, right?
Right. I did like that. And, that was basically the way that he kind of kept Braun from doing his power slam or whatever. And basically that was the kind of the way that he, got him with the F5. But still, it was like, man, you got to be kidding me. One F5 and you beat this dude. And see, that's basically the same thing that happened with Samoa Joe too. One F5.
Yep, and I was thinking too, bro. I was thinking too, like that feud, just that build up for him and Braun was somewhat similar to the build between him and Joe.
Yeah,
but well, at least you'll get a break. Because rumor has it that the next title defense will be him, or not. It's going to be non-title, but the next match Brock will be involved with is against Jinder.
Man.
Jinder against Brock.
Man, and I'm hearing some of these people, even like Stone Cold and all of them talking about, oh, I think that'd be a pretty good match. I'm sitting there like, dude, are you serious? Are you watching the same Summer Gun that I'm watching on TV?
Towing the company line, man. I mean, it's like somebody was saying about Jim Ross ever since he got re-signed by the E, because he used to bash on these wrestlers and booking, but now he's not so critical of it. But hey, man, smart businessman. You know, you don't fucking, bite the hand that feeds you, so to speak.
Right, right.
But yeah, man, like Tony Schiavone says, that'll put butts in seats, man. Brock against Jinder.
In his sarcastic tone, that'll put butts in seats. Yeah. Yeah.
And
but yeah, it was just really stupid, man, how they did that. And I mean, this was a match that they could have really made or make or break Braun, and I think they kind of broke him because, this dude, like you brought up already, man, all the stuff that he went through and how Roman Reigns had to basically damn near kill himself to put Braun Strowman down. And you mean to tell me Brock did it in freaking, how long was that match? Maybe about 20 minutes?
Not even, bro. It was like 9 minutes.
I thought it was a little longer than that. But yeah, man, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you go
totally
from him
ridiculous.
dominating during SummerSlam to this, and I'm just like, wow. But we both know now he's 34, but there's still an upside to him, man. He's bottom line. Okay, I'm gonna say this. A lot of people might not think it's a popular thing, but they just need to get Brock away or put him on SmackDown. I'm talking he as in Strowman.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard something about them possibly putting Braun on SmackDown.
Because Vince has his favorites, so like Brock, he's the main attraction. He brings new eyeballs to the blah, 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 blah. So, but that's for Survivor Series, though, and we're talking about No Mercy. So, I got to comment on this real quick.
Okay.
That whole Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt shit has gotten really fucking stupid, bro. Really fucking stupid.
I know, man. I was telling my wife about that last night. How I just cannot believe, dog, with Bray Wyatt's character, his character honestly should be up there with Undertaker's character. He should be up there because, I mean, look how spooky his stuff's supposed to be, but people are pretty much just laughing at him. Now, back in the day when The Undertaker came out, shit, kids used to cry and hide under their parents' buttholes and all kinds of shit.
Fuck that, bro.
Trying to get away from The Undertaker.
Shit, I was a teenager, all scared, bro.
See what I'm saying, man? And you got Bray Wyatt just basic. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the concept of what they are doing. I do. And I think that Bray Wyatt, it's not even Bray Wyatt's fault. It is not his fault. It's the booking. And I don't understand why they doing this. I don't get it. I really don't.
No, I mean, think back to WrestleMania when he had the title and they had some weird, was it WrestleMania or no, I think WrestleMania, yeah. When he was wrestling Randy Orton and they had some weird video shit up on the wall. I can't remember what was on the video, but some spooky, funky shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then you fast forward to now, man, it's like, what the fuck, dude? So now, Bray Wyatt, at first, okay, so he lost that match at No Mercy, so they're gonna battle again at TLC. Supposedly, them. Well, okay, so technically, it's gonna be the Demon against Sister Abigail, and I will say, at first, I was like, oh, cool. Now they're actually gonna bring a woman into the thing.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Then come to find out, it was just him, dressed up.
Coming out has dragged.
So what does Vince want Bray Wyatt to be remembered as a cross-dresser in the E?
I don't know, man.
Well, Goldust did that shit too, so I
I
guess.
can. I just don't. I don't get it, dog. I'm straight lost when it comes to WWE's booking.
With
It's-
that
it's
feud, man.
Ridiculous.
And then when you talk about feuds and booking, bro, look at that Shinsuke shit on SmackDown, man. That got me scratching my head like, what
Me
the
too.
fuck, man? All
Me too.
because okay, so he lost that SummerSlam. He lost that Hell in a Cell. You know,
Yep.
why do you think the E is doing what they're doing to Shinsuke?
I have no idea. I got so pissed off with that. Matter of fact, with the Hell in the Cell match, I was like, and I'm talking about, man, Jinder freaking Mahal of all freaking people. You know what I mean? When I saw that, man, and I kind of figured that Shinsuke was going to lose. But I was like, it's time for Shinsuke. Maybe it's just time for Shinsuke to go on back to Japan. Because if they are not going to use the man in the right way, and then I thought Triple H was in Shinsuke's corner, and I'm sure he is, but you mean to tell me you going to sit here and let Jinder freaking Mahal of all people beat this dude this many times? And I mean, Shinsuke is basically in Japan. Shinsuke is the Japanese Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? And you gonna bring this man over here and let him just bitch out to freaking Jinder Mahal?
Big things are coming, I suppose. Like the old saying goes, in order to be happy, you have to suffer first. But
Man,
fuck
that's
me,
some
man.
bullshit.
I'm like,
Straight up.
really? I mean,
don't-
but I had more of a problem towards the build-up, bro, because Shinsuke and Jinder hardly had any interaction. Basically, it was always Jinder coming out, photoshopping funny faces towards him, and typically babyface heel. The heel makes fun of the babyface. The babyface comes out and seeks, retribution. Yada 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 yada. He didn't even come out a couple of times. He just sat there and just said something. I mean, I know it's all the booking, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like, why are they booking the shit the way they are? And maybe they didn't have Shinsuke come out and defend himself because he can't talk that great on the mic. I don't know, man, but that was the worst fucking build I've ever had to sit through. And
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I mean, I was more interested in the other matches, man, at Hayek.
Oh yeah.
Than the main event, bro. I didn't even watch the main event, bro. I was out smoking and
Oh. Yeah, but I mean, it was predictable though.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
wait a minute. No. You talking about now the main event was Shane and Kevin Owens, but you talk about the championship match.
Yeah, I'm talking about the championship match between Hayek.
Right.
I mean, between Don't Hinder Jinder and
Shinsuke.
Shinsuke. And that Shane thing, though, I really thought Shane was gonna. And let me explain why. Because I go off of patterns here. Like, okay, the last time he was on a pay-per-view, he lost. So this pay-per-view, he's gonna win. But the real story, since Shane lost, was the fact that Sami Zayn turned his back on everybody, became a heel, and he told everybody why on the episode that came on next after the pay-per-view, which it all makes sense, yada, yada, yada. But how do you think Sami's gonna thrive as a heel, considering, one, his entrance music is too upbeat, two, he wrestles like a babyface, high-flying and shit.
Well, him and Kevin Owens used to be a tag team before they came to the WWE, and they have had matches together. So I think that Sami Zayn with Kevin Owens, which is something that I've been wanting to happen because, they just really haven't been using Sami Zayn the right way at all. And when Sami Zayn, I think that Sami Zayn with Kevin Owens is going to be classic. I really think so.
But where do you think they're going with that, though? You think they're going to put him as a tag team? I mean, where does Kevin go from here?
I don't know.
Because you got a heel champion.
Yeah, and I think it would be good for them to actually do put them in the tag team. With that India thing, Kevin Owens actually supposed to be fighting Jinder Mahal for the championship.
I saw a news clip about that, but I didn't click the article because there was like Jinder mentions basically who's his opponent going to be during the tour, but people were also speculating it could have been, AJ Styles will have a feud with him.
Well, I think, after Survivor Series, I do believe it's supposed to be AJ. That's why AJ dropped the U.S. title.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that AJ's out of the U.S. picture, though, because...
But I'm wondering if they are going to do the same crap that they doing with the rest of these guys, such as Orton and others Shinsuke and others who have gone against Jinder. I wonder if they're going to do the same thing with AJ, have Jinder to beat him.
Go over. I mean,
that's dumb bullshit, dog. I'm sorry. That's just.
I didn't read the article because I don't know. I'm just not interested in Jinder. I'm sorry, but
me either.
There was somewhere, I think he was in India. He officially challenged John Cena for WrestleMania. So.
Are you freaking kidding me, man?
No, yeah, the article just came out the other day. I'm like, I didn't read it, but I'm like challenging Cena for for a match at Mania. So that unless they're what's that word, foreshadowing or whatever,
man.
So that means he's gonna hold the fucking title all the way to Mania.
That's a long time to hold that belt.
Man, they're gonna lose a lot of fucking viewers, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the hell is that? What's now? I did see the thing about him challenging Cena, but I didn't know it was for WrestleMania though.
Yep.
Man, I cannot believe this.
So you telling me you want John Cena to win his 17th title from Jinder?
I don't even want. Nope. I don't even want John Cena to win it at all.
And speaking of which...
And I definitely don't want that bitch ass Jinder with it.
Speaking of Cena, we're floating back here between No Mercy and Hayek, Hell in a Cell people. So, what were your thoughts on the John Cena Roman Reigns match? Did it live up to your hype, bro?
Yeah, really.
It
was straight predictable.
Let me get this out there, bro. At the beginning of the match, it was funny as fuck, bro. I damn near choked on my smoke. The crowd was cheering. You both suck. You both suck. I'm like,
yeah.
Holy shit, man! Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. And they were feeling the same way that I was feeling, except for I was going for John Cena, although I knew John Cena was going to lose. I'm gonna tell you, man, and this might be a surprise. I don't know if I ever said this to you before, but I'm gonna tell you, man, one thing about John Cena, love him or hate him, the dude actually he actually earned a lot of what he got. And now I'm not talking about him being a damn 16-time world champion. I think that's stupid as hell. But I do think that he earned everything that he got. And the only thing that really killed John Cena with a lot of people was the same shit that they are trying to do with Roman Reigns. They basically tried to shove him down people's throats, and people got sick of it, and people were people started seeing it for what it really was, and people were like, "Man, the hell with John Cena," you know. So
You're saying it about Roman. How can you dog the realest generation, bro?
shit,
That's what he's calling himself now. Him and the shit.
I know, man. That dude just freaking sucked, dog.
Well, you
Damn,
got
he
you got to
sucked.
give the devil his due, bro. He's improved a little bit after the
I am
Cena.
giving him his due. He sucked. That's his due. He sucked.
He do suck, right?
Yes, he do suck.
But
Man.
being impartial here, he has improved. Cena has really brought out, if that's the best of Roman, I'm sorry, but he's really forced Roman to bring out his game. I mean, bring up his game, but he sounds a lot more comfortable on the mic than from before, except when that one time he forgot his line, but
Yeah, and that succotash shit.
yeah, I'll never forget that shit. He's like
That succotash.
suffering succotash, and
Suffering succotash.
I was like, oh no, he didn't just say that.
Really? Oh, man.
But after the pay-per-view, John Cena gave a Hardy type, not Hardy like Matt Hardy, but emotional type thing on whatever, Talking Smack, whatever the fuck that show is called, that comes on after the pay-per-view for
Yeah.
SmackDown and
Raw Talk or something.
oh yeah, Raw Talk. See, man, the thing is, they got so much shit out there, I can't keep track of anything. Like the other day when I was talking to you on the phone, bro, we were talking about the remaining pay-per-views. I'm like, SmackDown's gonna get TLC, and you were like, no, Raw got it. I'm like, huh? Oh shit, Raw's the Sunday, or TLC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I can't keep track of that shit, man.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck if it's written down. I mean, which pay-per-views for which brand? And speaking of pay-per-views, we should have touched on this, but I think Thanksgiving weekend, WWE is doing Starrcade. I think it's November 25th.
Yeah, I don't remember which date it is, but I do know, yeah, it is Starrcade.
It's the last Saturday of November, so whatever day
Yes.
that is. But
Supposed to be in Greensboro, North Carolina.
and that's when I knew, because the card came out weeks ago, and that's when I knew the results already. I mean, I already knew based on me being a smart, but because they were advertising Charlotte versus Natalia, Shinsuke versus Mahal. I'm like, oh fuck, really? This is before the pay-per-view even popped on. I'm like, so that means Shinsuke is gonna lose, you know? You
Yeah.
know, the fanboy in me was like, you know, just I don't give a fuck, man. Put on the Broken Brawler, you know, bring him back out of retirement and shit. Anyone but Jinder. I mean, when did he win the fucking title? Back in May, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Too damn long, bro. And, you know, 3 miles down the road or so, WrestleCade, they got an event going on. I can't remember the name of that event, but
Now Carl Anderson and
Lou Gallows,
yeah, they supposed to be fighting
Rock
two
and Roll.
senior citizens, yeah.
the Rock and Roll Express. Man,
Senior Citizen Express. But anyway, them boys. Now I still like the Rock and Roll Express, but damn, come on, man.
growing up, well, it's not that I was watching them religiously, that promotion, but you know, I was a Midnight Express guy. You know what I
Me
mean?
too.
Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane.
Yeah.
That's one carnation of it, but so yeah, it'll be interesting, you know, when you look at the attendance lately, who's going to be more at WrestleCade, who's going to be more at the other event, but I think what's killing the E, you know, as we both know, is how they're booking everybody, like Mickey James,
Man, I hate what they doing with Mickey James, man. All that stuff about calling her old and all. I'm sitting there like, man, you got to be stupid as hell.
So for those that don't know what the fuck we're talking about, because there's actually people out there that they just watch the pay-per-views, they don't watch the shows,
Yeah.
and I don't blame them, but Mickey James out of nowhere just had a feud, starting feud with Alexa after Alexa retained the title back at No Mercy. And they're bringing that old game shit. You know, you're too old for this. And Mickey's only 37 years old, right?
Mm-hmm. And fine as hell. Yep.
And here you are, Shane McMahon, 40-something years old, late 40s, main event in a match, but I guess they're only talking about the women. But their logic just doesn't make sense. But the E, that is. So, yeah, they got a match on this Sunday, whatever that date is, 22nd of October, for the women's title. And part of me wants Alexa to keep it. Part of me wants Mickey to take it. Because I wouldn't be all too excited if she won the title, as in Mickey, because they already done fucked her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I was basically telling my wife too about that last night, and I was just basically saying that, you know, if Mickey James do win the belt, which I hope she do, I love Alexa and everything, but I just think that if Mickey James win the belt, she's basically just going to be like a transitional champion, and somebody is going to probably take it from her right after she win it.
If you ask me, this is what I would do it, and it all makes sense if you really think about it. Okay, so I say she wins the title, she holds it until Mania, and full circle, bro. Okay, so, and what I mean by full circle is the person that would take it from her would be Asuka.
I thought about that too. That was one of the things that I thought about, but I honestly think that Asuka will end up getting the belt at WrestleMania, but I don't think it's going to be from Mickey James though.
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking Asuka and Nia Jax.
Man,
Monster
hell.
versus Monster. I mean, because they did that in NXT, I'm like...
Yeah, but you got to remember, too, that, a lot of people who don't watch NXT, they won't remember that, you know, Asuka beat Nia Jax.
Yeah.
She actually tapped her out.
Yeah, I actually saw that one.
Mm-hmm.
But let me throw this back in here real quick. I know we talked about him already, but back to Shinsuke. Let me ask you this though. Okay, so with Shinsuke, what do you think his best match has been? Because ever since he's been on the roster, he's had feuds with Ziggler. Shit, man, I had it all in my head the other day. Ziggler.
Yeah.
The champ right now.
Yeah.
I think that's it. But the best match, in my opinion, that he's had was with Sami Zayn at NXT TakeOver. So
I was about to say, if you want to talk about matches that he had, I can't say none that's been on the main roster, because I know he had really, really good matches with Samoa Joe too in NXT. And everything that he's done basically since he's been on the main roster, it kinda, and it's not his fault, but it sucked. And you know that even that match with him and Jinder, he the one who made Jinder look good.
fuck, bro, everybody's making him look good. He ain't all that great, bro.
Nope. So I don't know, man. I'm just so disappointed. I'm just so disappointed with this stuff, man.
Speaking of being disappointed, are you disappointed that the Usos and the New Day have been battling since like fucking May, June?
I'm glad that that's over.
But I will say though, man, they have been putting on some entertaining shit.
Some really good matches. Yep. Yep.
Which one was your favorite?
Ooh, boy, I got to go with Hell in a Cell.
Man, that was killer, man. I mean,
yeah.
Was it Battleground? SmackDown had Battleground, right? It was the first. I remember who wrestled, but I don't remember which pay-per-view it was. So many fucking pay-per-views to keep track of.
Mm-hmm.
But it was an opener, as always. I want to say it was Battleground, but the Usos. It's when the New Day won the titles back the first time when they came back.
Yeah, I remember, but I don't remember which pay-per-view it was, though.
That was a good match, but I really at first that was my favorite one, up even past SummerSlam. But man, they threw it down, man. At Hell in a Cell.
I didn't think that was gonna be all that good.
No, because I'm sitting there, I thought the same thing. I'm like, how can you guys top everything else that you guys have been doing? You know what I'm saying? But a couple days later on SmackDown, they kind of did a Oos truce.
Yeah.
You think that's them turning face? Because I really hope not. Because I really like their characters, man.
I don't think it's gonna be them turning face. I just think that they finally had to just tell the New Day, look here, we respect y'all, you know. And I'm thinking that I like the idea of some of the tag teams that they got now, especially Shelton Benjamin and what's this guy's name? Chad Gable. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and they're the new number one contenders, so I see them probably taking the titles.
Oh yeah, they'll get them. They'll get them.
And then you got the Rough Riders or whatever. The Hype Bros.
Man, oh my goodness! You already see that
Zach is going to be healed.
Zach is going to hit. Yeah, he's going to turn, and I saw that coming. A few months ago when Zack Ryder first came back, and you know, they were talking about doing it, and then they ended up changing their mind on, and then they came back to saying, yeah, we're going to do it. So now, from what I'm looking at and foreseeing is Zack Ryder is going to end up turning on old boy, and then they're going to have a feud. But the messed up thing about it is, I really don't understand why in the hell they let Mojo Rawley win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and they're not even using the dude. What was the point? What was the point?
Shock value, I guess.
I guess.
Another match I was looking forward to, but it did not. It disappointed me. Hayek was just, and if I would have rated, if I remember it, I remembered enough to rate it. Just a tag match. It was just a 2-match show, so I probably gave it like a fucking 5.
Wow. I did enjoy the U.S. title match. That was a shocker to me because I thought that AJ was going to keep the belt, but when they put old boy
Tyler Breeze,
what's his name? Ty Dillinger.
Or Tyler Breeze, Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, when they put him in there, I was like, yeah, AJ probably going to end up losing that belt, but it's not going to be him that's going to get pinned because they kind of gave that away.
Yeah, I mean that's why they got Homeboy in there, so AJ didn't have to take the pin, even though he took the pin a couple days later.
Yeah, and then let me see the match between my baby Charlotte and what's the old girl Natalia.
That was disappointing.
Yeah, because I really thought that Charlotte was going to win, but I kind of understand why they did that. And, you know, at first I was kind of disappointed, and then I was like, you know what? Let's see what they do. But now, you know, I'm thinking, you know, they probably did that to kind of like we talked about before, the slow burn. You know, Charlotte is going to eventually get the belt, but I don't know if she's going to beat Natalia for the belt. She's probably going to end up beating Carmella for it. I don't know. Because, you know, it's time is creeping away with Carmella holding that briefcase, and they can only hold that briefcase for a year. So I'm wondering if, the next time that Charlotte tries to go for the belt, if Carmella is going to try to come in there and cash in.
School me on this, man, and I'm being for real. I must have missed something, dude. Speaking of Carmella, when did she start doing that dog leash shit, and why is she doing it?
Well, remember when James Ellsworth, that time he tried to cash in her briefcase on a SmackDown, and she was asking him, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And because she was basically, he tried to help her get the belt, and she wasn't ready, and she almost lost her Money in the Bank, but at the time they didn't let it go through. The referee didn't cash it in or nothing, and I remember she got out of the ring and she slapped the shit out of him or whatever, and she basically was about to get rid of him and told him, that she was done with him, and that's when he started, "Oh, please don't do this to me. I'll never do it again," and all of this, that, and the other. And then the next week, that's when she had that bitch ass pussy on the leash.
Okay, because I just tuned in. I'm like, what the fuck's up with this?
Yeah, she had that bitch on a leash. My wife was like, "I wonder how much they paying him to do that." I said, "Shit, they paying him his paycheck? Please."
Man, look. Santino Marella, I know we talked about him before, but he was making $300,000 a fucking year, bro.
How many?
$300,000 a year.
Yeah, just to be a jackass.
Shit, man. I mean, so, yeah, Carmella got some time, man. She just won the Money in the Bank. She got at least till next summer, bro.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it, man, they're gonna have, cause see, I truly would rather see Carmella beat Natalya for that rather than cash in and beat Charlotte, because it really, to me, in my opinion, it wouldn't make no sense.
As far as when she cashes in, if they're past when it comes to the Money in the Bank winners, that they're gonna cash in soon. It's in the near immediate future, because if you haven't noticed, Carmella has been on like a losing streak, and normally these Money in the Bank guys, when they're on a losing streak, for some weird ass reason, the WWE's thinking, let's have them lose all these matches, and then bam, we'll just shock the fans. I mean, I don't know who the fuck is working for the creative team, bro, but you think that's gonna blow me out of my mind? Oh, okay, I'm just looking at all her losses. Okay, maybe the next pay-per-view. Because look, Charlotte's gonna go in with a weak knee, storyline wise, and she's gonna barely win the championship, and then here comes Carmella to take advantage of that and then win the title. That's my prediction. I gotta get a fucking prediction right this year, damn it.
That probably is exactly what's gonna happen too, and I thought about that myself, and that's why I was like, the only way that it really makes sense to me is if, like you said, if Charlotte is, she gets hurt. I mean, she's out, basically, let's say Natalya continue to beat on that knee and everything. But like you said, Charlotte barely wins the match. And then next thing you know, here comes Carmella, and she basically, come out there and she cash in right after the match is over. And she pretty much sneak Charlotte and get that knee again or whatever, and she cash in. You already know Charlotte is gonna be a tough girl, and she gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go," and And I guarantee you, if anything, Carmella is going to put some kind of submission on Charlotte and make her tap. I guarantee you, if that's how they're going to do it, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. So, as far as being original, as far as, having them cash in, I think that's been done before. Like with Randy Orton, when he got cashed in on. It's coming back to me here. Hold on. The Nexus beat him up, man. Remember them guys?
Yep.
And then right after that, I think it was no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was the Miz. The Miz cashed in. The Nexus beat up Randy Orton. He was all banged up, his knee and shit like that. Blah blah blah. And then the Miz comes out, did the
Figure 4.
No, I did the skull crushing finale.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But the Miz, man, he's been killing it, bro. In my opinion,
I as much as I don't care for the Miz, the Miz is. I always gave Miz his props, far as his speaking ability and his promo ability and everything. I always gave him props because dude can talk. Dude can rock that microphone. He's good with that. So yeah, I got to give Miz his props. I can't take nothing away from the Miz. I don't really care for him all that much. But I mean, and at one point in time, I couldn't not stand the Miz. I didn't want to give him a chance at all. Believe it or not, I didn't like Daniel Bryan at one time either. And then Daniel Bryan slowly but surely got over with me. Well, not slowly at all, because it was kind of fast when I started liking Daniel Bryan. But anyway,
I like that Miz, yes shit though when he was a heel, but when he became a face, that became annoying.
Well, when he was a heel, he was actually saying no. And then he started saying yes. I forgot why he actually started saying it at first or whatever, but I know one of the classic things with Daniel Bryan too was him and Kane teamed up. I love that.
Team Hell No, man. That was fucking hilarious.
That was the shit right there, man. I don't know. They just got to get back. They got to get back with the program, man.
And then what's that counselor's name? Shelby, Dr. Shelby. That was funny shit, man.
Yeah. That was so crazy.
I'm the tag team champion. I mean, damn, man.
Yeah, that was just some funny stuff. That was some really, really funny stuff. Oh man, I so much enjoyed that.
And that was just recent. I mean, just like I was telling you on the phone the other day when I was watching an episode of Raw from like 14 years ago, and to see how it is now, I'm like, fuck, man, how did I manage to still be watching this shit?
Yeah, me too, man.
I just do it because it's. I support the wrestlers. I appreciate what they do, so I'm supporting them by watching their products and. I mean, what they put on and buy their stuff. I mean, I ain't gonna front. I bought a Roman Reigns necklace. Hey, man, that was before they shoved them down our throat, bro. Okay.
I hear you.
Laugh at me, motherfucker. I didn't think he was gonna be. They're gonna be deep throating us fans with Roman, bro.
Yeah, as soon as you heard him say "suffer succotash," you said, "I got to get me a necklace."
Oh man! And then
oh goodness.
And the other day, speaking of supporting the wrestlers, I bought my younger daughters. I bought one of them a Bailey. What the fuck you call that? Those spinners.
Mm-hmm. I think I know. Yeah, those things that kind of got popular. Yeah.
I got her the Bailey fidget spinner, and then I got my other daughter the Sasha Banks fidget spinner. So it's kind of cool.
Well,
my daughter wants Bailey Bear though.
I'd rather have that than that freaking necklace. You want what now?
Not me, my daughter. She was talking about how she wants a Bailey bear, but I'm like, okay, well, we'll see.
Talking about the Bailey bear?
Yeah, the Bailey bear.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because it was her birthday, like right after Hell in the Cell. But I'm like, nah, I'll probably get it for Christmas. Hopefully, she's not gonna be listening to this shit. But another thing we didn't touch on, bro. I mean, this is where I was headed though when I was talking about Charlotte. No, not Charlotte. Fuck. I don't remember where I was going with it. But what do you think about War Games, man? They're bringing back War Games, bro.
Yeah, you talking about for NXT?
Do you think they want to try it out there before it goes on to the main stage?
I think this is what I told a friend of mine. I think that, because you already know how Vince is. If it's not his creation, he really don't care for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that since NXT is really like their own little, you may as well say their own little spin-off organization, I think that if Vince don't want to use that stuff for WCW, Triple H ought to just use it. Just like one of my homeboys was bringing up the fact that, they should use Halloween Havoc. Different. I was like, hell yeah, they should use that.
I was thinking the same thing for a long ass time. They should replace Hayek with Halloween Havoc.
They may as well. And they could have Hell in a Cell matches there. They could have all kinds of gimmick matches for Halloween Havoc. I mean,
that gives it ties right in with the PG shit, though. You can have all your wrestlers come out in your fucking costumes and shit,
Yeah.
But, sorry, go ahead.
Now, I was just going to say it's kind of scary, but I'm going to tell you one thing. I truly believe that, what is it? War Games is going to end up being better than Survivor Series.
NXT, for the most part, has been a notch above the main roster's pay-per-views lately.
Yep. Because I know about the newest wrestlers that Triple H acquired. Freaking Adam Cole, one of the guys that they've been trying to get for a long time.
I mean, you got like Undisputed Era.
Yep.
Sanity's been kicking ass, though. I enjoy Sanity.
Oh man, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. NXT got freaking they got some, man. Triple H know what he's doing, man.
That reminds me though.
He's the one that's in touch these days.
That reminds me. I had to laugh like after the pay-per-view for No Mercy. I was sitting there thinking, okay, the Author of the Pain, they're going to be the next challengers. They're going to show up on Monday and beat the fuck out of Seth and Dean. I don't know if you remember me saying that, but no.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
They're back. They're still on NXT, but.
Yep, they brought them back because let me tell you what was so stupid about that, though. They actually were going to bring them up, but the writers didn't have anything. They didn't know how to bring them out.
Oh,
they
you
didn't
fucking
know how
dumb,
to
man.
use them.
All they had to do was come out and beat up on Seth and Dean.
They didn't know how I'd get some. Me and you know that, but apparently they didn't know that. They didn't know how to bring it about. And I thought that was really stupid.
Fuck this, okay? You send me your resume.
For real.
I'm going to upload both our resumes. We're going to apply for the creative team.
We should.
And then we got to move to Connecticut. So you tell your wife, I'm going to tell my kids. We're going to go to Connecticut. Vince is going to, pay my mortgage.
Give us a job. Yep.
He's going to pay my mortgage until I find a house. Because that's what he did with Tony Schiavone, right? I don't know if you heard that part.
Yep.
Because Tony was like, yeah, he was paying my mortgage every month until I found a place to live. But
man.
but Connecticut's too fucking expensive though.
Shoot,
They were talking
nigga, I
about
don't care if I get me a job working for Vince McMahon. Shit, and then the thing about it, I ain't looking for nothing, outrageous. I just want something nice. You know
fuck,
what I
bro.
mean?
Well, some of these guys are making like starting like 25,000 a year.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
that's basically the NXT's. Well, I don't. Now you talking about I know like the ones that's being lowballed are basically the ones that's like the ones that's like in London and stuff like that. That promotion, but like the people who working for NXT, they start off with 75 grand.
shit, I'll fucking don't even think about raising my shit. I'll stay at 75, man. Fuck that.
Yeah, I'd raise mine. Shoot, I'm telling you, because man,
See, my bar ain't like Cesaro and Sheamus, bro. My bar is set low. I'm like right now in life, bro. If I made 40 grand a year, I'm good.
yeah, but the thing about it, man, you end up going and working for an organization like the WWE. As much as they require of you, man, and because I heard it was tedious work, bruh, you gonna want that money. You gonna say, I deserve more than this.
If I can
You
work from
will
home,
eventually say it.
if I can work from home, bro, I'll be great. I'll be straight.
But a lot of times those guys, they be in a boardroom together, trying to put ideas together and everything. But the thing that's so funny, man, as many writers as they have, man, they should knock every show out the park.
Especially with their Hollywood backgrounds. But that's the problem, though. They're trying to get WWE. They're focusing more on the quote entertainment.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that a lot of the old timers are frustrated about, because they are like, why would you bring somebody from Hollywood in as a writer when all you got to do is use the guys who are ex-wrestlers who know the business already? I mean, that's just nonsense.
But people have, and also, I've heard it from, podcasts, old writers. He has like 25, 30 people on the fucking team, bro. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, look at the shit that it's causing, okay? I mean, we could shit on Bricks about the creative team, and we just gotta deal with it, man. But I think it was the last week's episode, they were writing the show as it was going on, bro.
But you know what, man? Having that many people at one time is absolutely the reason why they are clashing. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
That's why they are clashing. They got too many freaking cocks in the damn hen house. Too many cooks in the kitchen.
and that's what killed WCW.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm not saying WWE is going to die, but that's what's causing the product to suffer. You can't blame Monday Night Football. I mean, because they don't hit it out of the park every week. But yeah, man. Let's hit up TLC right quick. TLC, from my memory here, I don't remember all the matches out of both sides, but this has to be the worst card out of the year, bro. Okay, so Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox, bro. So this past Monday, the 16th, Sasha beat Fox. Fox went on her little rampage, like tantrum shit.
let me say this right quick. I'm sorry, but when I know that me and you are on two different time zones, but when I saw that, I was like, dang, I wish he was watching this, because I want to say something to you so bad. I want to say, man, you see this bullshit? I really want to say that, but I said, damn, I can't say nothing right now.
Well, it's not even time zones, bro. I mean, it's the cable company, okay? So if I had DirecTV, I would be watching this. For some reason, because I go through Charter. Charter.
Yeah. Same
cable.
thing here, Spectrum, yeah.
Spectrum. Oh, that's weird then. So that must be the time zone thing. Because every time when I had DirecTV, it would come on the same fucking time as you're watching it, or when it actually come on live. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
But I'm kind of glad though because you know my kids be like all loud and shit. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to watch Raw here. You know?
Yeah.
Chewing too damn loud. Chew with your mouth closed.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so Sasha got bum rushed backstage, and
Got dogged out.
she got fined an undisclosed amount of money for shoving a referee. That was so fucking stupid. Hey, I'm a referee. You can't put your hands on me. I'm like,
oh my goodness, man.
How-
It was just
how bammer was that, man? I was gonna say something else, but I don't want to offend someone. That was straight bammer.
Nonsense.
I mean, sound a little bit more realistic here, man. I mean,
Yeah.
just the way he said it, bro. Like, I'm a referee. You can't push me. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So, Sasha's gonna take that. I mean, because a lot of people are thinking they're. Oh, that was Alicia Fox pissed off, man. She's heading down.
Real.
She's headed to the pay-per-view already, bro.
Uh-huh.
She was that mad about the loss.
Boy, I tell you.
But, okay, I probably don't even have to ask you for your thoughts. Sasha's gonna take it. Do you think? Or do you think they're gonna push her? Do you think they're pushing Fox again?
And Sasha is gonna murder Alicia. She better.
Man, okay, so I know we were all over the place here, but we're catching up for lost times. But I know you and I have been talking about different podcasts in the past, and you told me that you checked out because I was like, dude, you gotta check this one out. Tell me what you think. What did you think of Alicia Fox, man, on Lillian Garcia's podcast, bro?
Well,
If you talk shit about her, I'm gonna Alicia Fox. I'll tag her on when I tweet it so she can listen to it.
okay. I thought that she was really goofy. You know, I
thought she came across like a fucking idiot, like she couldn't put a thought together, bro.
That's what I'm saying. She just really, I didn't, now some of it was interesting, but for the most part, I wasted time of my life that I'll never get back. And I basically, when it started getting boring to me, I started playing Uno. So
see, I was
really
listening to these podcasts.
podcasts.
When I listen to these podcasts, it's always before I go to sleep. And if I'm listening to a good one, I'll wake myself up to listen to it. But this one, I didn't even give a fuck. If I fell asleep, I fell asleep. But I don't know, something about that, man. The story, and I don't know. 10 years in the fucking game, too, man.
Yeah.
And
but man, you got to remember, a lot of this stuff is not their fault. It's back to the freaking lame ass booking. You know, Alicia Fox is a really good wrestler, but when it comes to character and everything, it's like the writers get lost with her character.
Yep.
Cause she acts really, I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't. It baffles me. And I'm like, wow. But, oh yeah, before we go any further, right quick, shout out to Lillian Garcia.
End call button. Contacts button. FaceTime video
need
button.
To go check
Add
out
call button.
the podcast with Alexa Bliss. It's very interesting.
Tuesday, October 17th.
Let me throw this
3 of 3
in
Wi-Fi
there
bars.
right quick.
Verizon Wireless Network. 3 of 5 bars.
Because I don't think
Tuesday, October 17th, 2:32 p.m.
But Paige is supposed to be returning. And from what I heard, they have big plans for her. And she should be coming pretty quickly here and around the corner here pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, TLC.
Yeah,
Can you
we
believe?
hold up real quick. Let me quick note this. I just looked at the time. I gotta go get my kid from school here pretty
Okay,
soon. So, we'll rapid fire through the rest. But what were you saying?
okay. Can you believe that they are having three women's matches at TLC?
That's an improvement, bro. I mean, I think that's impressive. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
for the booking to have that much faith in them.
Plus, here lately too, the women have been doing a lot of main eventing. Plus, damn, I'm gonna throw this in there too. They are supposed to be doing a women's elimination chamber match here really soon in 2018, around the beginning.
That's gonna be awesome. And then next summer, supposedly a women's tag team tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
yeah, I mean, good things are coming, man. We just gotta just be patient and just But you can't help but to wonder. It all depends on the level that they're on. I mean, if Triple H is dealing with it, you know what I'm saying, it'll be great.
Yeah.
But once it goes onto the main roster, it just gets completely fucked. I mean, look at the Cruiserweight Classic, okay?
Yep.
Comes on the Raw, bam, sucks.
Really, really good concept. And like you said, as soon as they bring it out to the Raw, they get screwed.
And we didn't touch on this real quick though, but what's her name? The Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
The woman, I can't pronounce her fucking name.
Kali Sane.
Yeah, she won it, and she's gonna be involved in that. Is it? I think it's a triple threat.
It's a triple threat match with
Peyton Royce is in there, right?
Yeah, and Cross. What's her name? Something Cross.
Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross. Yeah. And another quick note on the females is Triple H is signing a lot of females. He signed a female from Jordan, from the Middle East, and he signed a female that's from India, and he also signed one of the females that was from China. So is going, I'm loving what Triple H is doing.
He's also, I mean, another person that was also reported that signed with the E was, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but she was in the finals.
Yeah, you're talking about
the UFC chick.
Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, and so it's good things are coming, man. I mean, just there's more to the E than just the main roster. You have to enjoy the network. And I hate to pimp their shit, man, because that's where they're putting like the Cruiserweight Classic. That was awesome. The fucking whatever
Mae Young Classic.
That was awesome.
Yep. And then they had that European thing. That was really good. So,
I mean, there's many things to pick from within the WWE menu, so to speak. So,
right.
But let's just play it out and see. I mean, if you don't like Roman Reigns, go watch this shit. But it's just when they come on the main roster. It's just what fucks me, man. But next match,
we'll have the debut of Asuka. Let's definitely get that in there. Asuka.
It's just gonna be a squash match, bro. I mean,
oh yeah.
She's just gonna walk in and just blast.
To me, and in my opinion, they wasting Emma too. But anyway. Emma is gonna be the first victim on the main roster of Asuka.
So we kind of touched on this earlier. I would hope that they would do a Mickie James versus Asuka at Mania, but I think they're gonna do that slow burn to go towards Nia Jax.
Probably, yeah. Let's see.
Man, I can't remember. There's 2 cruiserweight matches on there, but I can't remember their fucking names. So, unless you care to talk about it, there's one tag match and then a rematch between Enzo and Kalisto. People are saying Enzo's going to take the title back.
Yeah, I think so. And then, we got...
But Enzo gets on my motherfucking nerves, though, bro. I can't front, man. He's really gotten annoying. I mean, okay, you can say...
A lot of people say that, yep.
He's doing his job then. But, man, he's the fucking jackass. I'm money.
Yeah, but I still like Enzo though. A lot of people don't like him no
No,
more.
they wore me out, bro. After 3 weeks of talking for like what 20 minutes at a time, I'm like, man,
I feel you. I can feel you on that.
give that nigga a smoke break or something, man. Give him shit.
For real. Get that nigga a beer. Something. For real.
I mean, if
But
they would have spread it out a little bit, fine. But nah, bro. Like 3 weeks in a row, saying the same shit.
Yep.
Fuck them. Sorry.
Let me see. Who else? Damn. Who else supposed to? We know the Shield going against the 5 people who they are going against, and of course, we pretty much already know that the Shield is going to win this because, I mean, what will be the purpose of them putting the Shield back together just for them to go against these guys and lose? So the Shield is definitely going to win this match.
Basically, this pay-per-view is just to build to another pay-per-view. So I think it's just building to a Survivor Series.
It's a shit off.
Yeah,
So,
I have a feeling with Mickey James, we already talked about that, right? And then Alexa. And the next time we come back here, man, we got to talk about Alexa and what. Did you listen to that podcast yet with her? And
yep, sure did.
Man, bro. The only thing I hate about Lillian's podcast, man, every fucking guest she has on, she makes them fucking cry.
Yeah.
You should go in there, bro. You go in there, bro. I want to hear you cry.
You know, Lillian is really emotional too.
I can sense that. Oh, really?
For her sexy ass.
I know, man, but I ain't making fun of Lillian, man. But she can really. She's like a fucking psychiatrist or whatever. Like she can get all the shit. That's okay. You can talk about it here. I don't want to talk about it, bitch.
I guess Brock Lesnar don't have a match at this TLC. He don't.
He's training, man, for gender.
Shit. Okay.
Okay, Mickey James against Alexa. You know.
Yep. Then you got Finn Balor against Bray.
No. It's the Demon.
The Demon against Sister Abigail. Yeah.
That shit, bro. That's gonna be my motherfucking smoke break, bro. Man, remember when the women used to be the smoke break, man?
Yep.
And then, and now,
now I don't even want it. Now it's the cruiserweights. That's
I know. I was about to say that was my smoke. I get 2 smoke breaks every Monday, bro. Oh, guys, so if you guys are big fans of cruiserweights, I'm sorry, but they ain't doing nothing for me, man.
For real.
I don't give a fuck if Homeboy won it on Eddie Guerrero's birthday, man.
Me either. If it ain't Eddie Guerrero, I can care less. So.
Fucking Rey Mysterio tweeting his ass, too. I'm like, fuck you, too, bro.
Oh, man. Wow, dude.
Well, he was good back in the day, but he should have just, left when, he just kept hanging on. I'm not dogging on Rey Mysterio. He just overstayed his welcome, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. I got tired of Rey Mysterio, man. Especially when they put the heavyweight belt on him. I said, this is some bullshit.
But it's not, let's be fair, though. It's not like Mysterio consciously made that choice. It was fucking the E making him work, bro.
Yeah, but you already know good and well. I don't know, man. I don't know. That blew me. Freaking Rey Mysterio, the heavyweight champion. You got to be freaking kidding me.
Yeah, and of all people, he defeated Kurt Angle and Randy Orton back, back in 2006, whatever it was. 2005. All because of an Eddie tribute.
Of Eddie, yep. Yep.
So yeah, I mean, that goes to show you people how much of a big deal TLC is going to be, man. We barely touched on it. I mean, it's just a one-match show, like you said earlier, bro. It's a transitional pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But, lately, I try not to be a nitpicking fanboy because, in the sense of, I'm interested to see how the Shield is going to win the match. How would you book the match? How do you think... 2 questions. How do you think the match will be booked. Oh, I forgot my second question, but let me throw it off to you like this. I think they're gonna, because they always talk about divide and conquer the Shield, right? So I think they're gonna take out the Giants.
Yep.
And then just
first.
and then focus on the remaining guys. And throughout the match, it's gonna look like the Shield's gonna lose, but somebody has to cost somebody the match, or somebody has to interfere.
Who do you think is going to get pinned?
I would say, I would have to say, it can't be the Miz, because that would kill the IC momentum. I would have to say Kane.
Say Miz. Oh hell no!
I would have to say Kane.
Boy, I would be pissed off if they do that to Kane. But you know what? Probably would.
Kane or Sheamus.
They probably gonna end up letting it be Kane, since Kane haven't been there, and they gonna make Kane look weak before they make anybody who is on the roster look weak.
Yeah, because they can't make the Bar look weak. They can't make the Miz look weak. They damn near sure can't make Braun Strowman look weak. So somebody has to take the pin, kind of like that women.
That's exactly why they brought the fifth man in, because he's gonna be the one to get pinned.
So it ain't really to build stack the deck against the Shield. It's like that women's match. That's why they threw Emma in there, even though Emma wasn't the one that got pinned.
Right.
But that's what they want us to think. So that's why I said, all the people listening out there, quit trying to fucking predict wrestling, because they just keep fucking with you. It's like gold dust. It's like gold dust. Once you thought you had all the answers, he just changes the questions.
Mm-hmm.
But, so yeah, man, it was really nice catching up with you, man. We had a lot to talk about. We were all over the fucking map, which was great. So I love talking wrestling, though.
Me too.
So yeah, we got TLC coming up. Cause it threw me off, man. Cause when we were talking about it the other day, cause I'm so used to TLC being in December. That's why I forgot that TLC is this weekend.
Yeah.
Then after that, the Survivor Series. If they're bringing back multi tag matches, that'd be great. But I'm still not. I lost my luster for Survivor Series. I mean, I'm just suffering, succotashing through the time until Royal Rumble hits, because that's when I just love Royal Rumble.
That's basically the road to WrestleMania right there. That's where it really starts.
Yeah.
Really, anyway, where you see everything coming together.
Yeah, and Undertaker, people keep saying he's coming back. I think he's done. Period.
I think he's gonna do another match.
Who would you want it against?
I don't know, because I know from what I heard, the Undertaker said that if anybody, it'd be John Cena. That's what I heard anyway. I didn't hear him say that.
So that quote unquote passing of the quote torch, that was already passed on to Roman. So an Undertaker Cena match would be kind of a passing up the torch kind of match too, but Cena's on his way out or calming down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, bro. Let's see,
pretty much on his way out.
October 17th. I will bet you $10 that is going to be Cena against Jinder Mahal. $10.
Probably. That's just really crazy. But
who am I? Yeah, who are we, man? We're just some stupid wrestling fans, you know what I mean? That's all we are, man. That's all we are, man. It's just wrestling fans who like to talk about wrestling, and we're not claiming to be experts or anything like that. So that's pretty much a nutshell. We'll be back. I don't know, man. I've got caught up in work. Some other shit going on around here. I know you got shit popping off.
Yeah. We'll be back definitely sooner than the last time.
Yeah, that was a long ass sabbatical, man. But I blame
Yeah.
the fucking wrestling books, man. I got into these wrestling books. Blame them guys, man. You know, like, I can't get away from the Jim Ross book. I know I should record a podcast, but you know. So our social medias at the Rasslin Cafe or at Big Southern, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play.
Yep.
TuneIn Radio, just the same old shit. Yeah, I mean, if you guys already subscribed to us, it's gonna hit your device whenever we put something up.
Yep. And please comment and rate.
Exactly. And that'll really help us out. And don't be afraid to bash us, you know.
Exactly.
We both got thick skin, man.
Trust me. Yep.
About to say, believe that. Do a
I
Roman
could
Reigns
take
thing.
it if you could take it. All right, lames. I hear you.
And we hope you guys enjoy TLC. Big Southern's gonna be rocking some cabbage this weekend on for TLC.
Some ribs.
On the ribs.
Cabbage and ribs.
I don't know what I'm doing yet though, but I don't break out the good grub, man, unless it's like a bomb ass, like the main four. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just basically doing it for a Sunday dinner, and TLC just so happened to be on
Sunday.
that day. So, yep, I'm gonna be succotashing those ribs and cabbage, and you know, throw a little rice on, and probably some macaroni or some potato salad, one or the other, and you know.
Fuck, I'm going to your house, bro.
For real.
Just for the macaroni and the
Yeah,
ribs.
buddy.
Man, I was at Denny's the other day, and I mean, I had a steak and eggs omelet. That shit was off the chain, bro. And drinking some twisted tea. I mean, drinking that. I gotta go buy some more, by the way.
Twisted tea.
I only got one can left. This podcast was brought to you this week by Twisted Tea.
For real.
No more of that MD. Oh, man, I had some MD 2020 too the other day, bro. I know that's some hood shit, though, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And, you know, I saved that for, like, just because I hardly ever drink it. But for, like, last minute shit, I ain't got nothing. But,
yeah, but compared to what you do drink, that's light drinking.
mm-hmm. But yeah, folks, hit us up on Twitter, write, comment, you know, and all that good stuff. And we're sorry that to those who have been listening to us, that we haven't been getting anything out. Just life's been busy, man. And on a good note, I don't know if I told you this, bro, but where I work at my actual real job, I have to recertify myself like every 5 years.
Yeah.
I passed my fucking test. I found out today, bro.
All right.
Oh, hell yeah. So now I'm employed for another 5 years.
All right.
So I'm going to go toast to that.
Heck yeah.
And go make me some pork chops. And thanks again, Big Southern, for joining me.
Not a problem.
And let's try to get back up. Try to get back on schedule. We got to get back sometime after the TLC pay-per-view and talk about that. But in the meantime, folks, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys for the next podcast.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Rasslin Cafe podcast. Follow us on Twitter at the Rasslin Cafe and at Big Southern. Check out our website at www.theraslincafe.com. Join us next time on another episode of the Rasslin Cafe podcast.